So I was on Twitter randomly scrolling and I saw this Twitter post say, pick one from each row. And I saw that it was a whole bunch of superhero movies. So, I thought to myself, how about I do this actually on the channel? And I'll leave a link to this Twitter post in the description down below. That way you guys can comment what each movie you would pick from each of these rows. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. And on this first row, we have The Dark Knight, Avengers Infinity War, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, a Superman movie I'm not really sure of because of the poster, and Captain America the Winter Soldier. Now, the Dark Knight movie, it was highly enjoyable. When I first went into it, and I was young, I didn't really know. My dad didn't tell me what movie was going to when we went to go see this, but all I saw was this guy dressed up as Batman. I'm like, is this a Batman movie? Then I saw the Joker. I'm like, wait, this is a Batman movie. So I'd never seen Batman Begins before the actual Dark Knight. So the Dark Knight was my first time seeing any of the trilogy movies of the Dark Knight trilogy in theaters. So the Dark Knight, and we got Avengers Infinity War, and honestly, this one tugs on my heartstrings because I feel like this is easily top 5 MCU movies, easily at the time of me recording this. We also have Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, which is a different portrayal of Joker, which is a more realistic take on the character of Joker. And I really did enjoy that movie as well. I went to go see it with the homies when it did come out. We got Superman. Like I said, I don't know which movie this is, but I probably wouldn't even put this up in there anyway. And then we have Captain America, the Winter Soldier, which actually made Captain America movies enjoyable after this point, which, I mean, we have Winter Soldier and then we have Civil War. So am I really saying anything when I say that? So easily I could take Joker out. I already said that I'm taking Superman out. So it's between Captain America, the Winter Soldier, Infinity War, and The Dark Knight. This list is tough because I didn't prep, like I said before I did this video. All I did was shoot record, and I'm just talking right now. And in terms of enjoyment, I've seen Infinity War so many times, but I've also seen Dark Knight so many times. Captain America, I'm probably going to take this one out. Now, while it is a great written superhero movie, it's a bit more talking than I would usually like, but I could also say that about The Dark Knight. But there's just something like, that's by my heart for Batman. Like, I just feel for Batman in my heart, especially when it's like not the coming of age story for Bruce Wayne, but it's like a realistic take on Batman and his whole mythos. So I really like Avengers Infinity War. That's all the culminations of like 10 years of me watching all these MCU movies. So I'm gonna have to choose Avengers Infinity War for the first row. I know this one was a really tough one, but it had to come down to it. I am an MCU stan. I love MCU except for everything past Far From Home and No Way Home. Well, everything in between that and probably after No Way Home. So I haven't really watched like Shang-Chi or Eternals, whichever one of those MCU movies came out. So I haven't really watched them or the MCU shows besides the Netflix ones. But I love the MCU, so I couldn't take Avengers Infinity War out of there, especially when I think it is one of the best MCU movies of all time, easily. So let's go ahead and move on to the second row, which is Black Panther, Batman vs. Superman, Logan, Batman Returns, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there's 2 easy outs on this one. Batman Returns, easy out. Well, 3 easy outs. Black Panther, while Black Panther is an alright movie, I think Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, he does a great job as a character T'Challa, but the script that he was given and the way that the movie was written, T'Challa was a boring character. Chadwick Boseman was not bad as T'Challa, but T'Challa overall was a boring character, especially compared to Killmonger. So I'm definitely going to have to knock Black Panther out. It's a good 8. It's a good 8, but it's definitely not hitting with some of the heavy hitters, which there's only 2 heavy hitters on this list. We have Batman vs. Superman, and I saw the theatrical version and I saw the actual director's cut or the Zack Snyder cut, whatever you want to call it, the actual home release. And I didn't really like watching either one. I mean, I do like Ben Affleck as Batman, and I like Henry Cavill as Superman, but the actual script, the actual writing, the plot for this whole movie, I didn't really like it. I just thought it was all contrived. Now, Logan, 10 out of 10. I'm not even gonna say nothing. 10 out of 10 for me. I really love Logan. I loved it when I watched it in theaters. As soon as it came out on Blu-ray, I had to buy that bad boy. So you obviously know that. For me, Logan, it was phenomenal, especially it being the best X-Men movie like within the Fox X-Men realm of movies. So it's really surprising hitter really when it comes to all those X-Men movies, but Logan easily is going to be taking the cake on this. But we also have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which I think is a phenomenal movie. Now I know I skipped over Batman Returns. We don't really care about that because I don't. Batman's one of my favorite superheroes. Wolverine's one of my favorite superheroes. And Spider-Man, Peter Parker, because I grew up with Peter Parker, is one of my favorite superheroes. So, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is such a great movie, such a great film. I just really love the animation. I really love the score. I really love the cinematography. I love the frames that they use for the character Miles. I just really love everything about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So this is really tough, especially since as I'm recording this video, it is Black History Month. So I can't put a brother down, even though I put Black Panther down. We gonna scrap that, right, editor? So we have it between Logan and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, this is hard. This is really hard. Like, if I had to pick one, man, I love Logan, but I feel like Into the Spider-Verse is just, it's 10 out of 10. If Into the Spider-Verse was not in this row, Logan would have definitely took the prize on this row easily, probably on this whole list, honestly. But I'm gonna have to give it to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where they're introducing all these characters, all these different versions of Spider-Man, and still making Miles Morales his own character, very unique, and, you know, giving him a purpose or a usefulness within the whole movie. And then we have Spider-Man, Peter Parker, the one that we're usually familiar with. It was phenomenal. So I'm gonna have to give Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse the win on this row. So now we got the third row, and it's looking like a bunch of dookie right now. I see Captain Marvel, which is already an easy out. We got X2, X-Men United. Okay, I can see where we're going with this. We got Man of Steel. While I do like Man of Steel, I can admit that it is boring and it is not the greatest of superhero movies I've seen. We also have Doctor Strange, which I think is a great movie on first time viewing. I think the movie looks phenomenal, especially when you go see it in IMAX in theaters. And when I got the home release of it on Blu-ray, I think I got it in 4K Blu-ray, but when I got the home release of it on Blu-ray, it just didn't hit the same when I saw it in theaters. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know, this one's tough. And then we got Aquaman, which is a movie I haven't seen, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't like it because I just don't like Aquaman. But then again, you could say that a really well written movie could make me like the character. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to automatically take Aquaman out because I haven't seen it. Captain Marvel, it was just boring. It was not good at all. This was like when MCU was like, I wasn't feeling it. Now X2, for the time it came out, pretty good. And I think it's a pretty good superhero movie even to this day, especially with a whole cast of superheroes and supervillains in it as well. We also have Man of Steel, which I think, like I said earlier, is a boring movie. And then we have Doctor Strange. Now, I like the story of Doctor Strange in the movie. I think it's a bit linear. I think it's a bit, all right. Like, the story isn't really gonna wow me or, like, blow my socks off or anything. But X2, I think, is gonna have to take the cake on this one, especially with what it did for superhero movies back then. This was like the first good X-Men movie. I feel like X1, to me, it wasn't that good. X2 was pretty good though. So I'm gonna have to give it to X2. Doctor Strange would have definitely been easy second in this row. And then Man of Steel, and then y'all could fight for Aquaman and Captain Marvel in the last spot. But then we have the last row right here. And okay. We have, it looks like Spider-Man 2. This definitely looks like Spider-Man 2. We have Spider-Man Far From Home, which that's gonna, come on, Spider-Man 2 is Far From Home. Come on, that wasn't even like a hard decision right there. We also have Watchmen, which is a 3-hour or 4-hour movie. I forgot. I'm probably confusing it with not Suicide Squad, but Justice League. And then we got V for Vendetta and Wonder Woman. Now, Wonder Woman, to me, it was an alright movie. It was one of the good DCEU movies, but it's definitely not holding a candle when it comes to Spider-Man 2. We also have Far From Home, which I think is it's an alright MCU movie, but it's not that great, especially compared to Spider-Man 2. Like, come on. We also have Watchmen, and I honestly watched Watchmen once, or maybe twice, or maybe just 1.5 times, and I thought it was cool. It's not bad, but it definitely overstays its welcome to me, especially with me not really knowing the characters, which, it had that Guardians of the Galaxy effect, which I can't really say for Watchmen because Watchmen came out before Guardians of the Galaxy, where you get this ragtag group of heroes and you know nothing about them, and this movie introduces it to you. But this movie encompasses the whole saga or the whole lore initially that was out for Watchmen. So for a movie to do that in 3 hours, it's pretty good, but to me, it's not one of those rewatchable movies. I know my boy Jerry, this is like his favorite DC movie, I believe. I'm not sure. He can correct me in the comments if he ever does see this video. But then we got V for Vendetta. I have not seen V for Vendetta, and I know people are going to kill me. They're going to say that that's a movie sin, that you haven't seen that, but chill. But easily, out of all these movies, this one was a walk in the park right here. It's Spider-Man 2. Like, come on, this walks over everything on this list. I'm not even gonna cap to you. Spider-Man 2, I really don't have to say anything about it. All my thoughts on each of these Spider-Man movies I touched on in my previous video where I ranked all the Spider-Man movies with my boy Jameson Jones, but I mean, really, Spider-Man 2 is easy. Now, I choose Spider-Man 2 for the last list. Now, let's go over my winning picks for each of these rows. Row 1, Infinity War. Row 2, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Row 3, X2. Row 4, Spider-Man 2, which I'm really... It looks like I only like Marvel movies. I really don't like to pay myself as that guy, but I do. But I gave all these other movies I actually did like their credits. But I don't know. This video just pays me to be a MCU stan, a Marvel stan, which I mean I am. I grew up on Marvel mostly. But I don't know. I really don't know what to say about this list. But this list was actually fun. This was actually great to look at. Let me know what you think about this list down in the comment section down below. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. If you are new to the channel and you haven't already, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to like this video to help support your boy within the YouTube algorithm. And like I said before, comment down below what movie you're choosing for each of these rows right here. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. Chase out. Peace.